Hello friends, Gary with CENLA Backyard Chickens here with you again, and it is that time of year. Everybody's got chicks or getting ready to have chicks, and we're wondering what we're going to do with them. People are asking all the time, how do I go about setting things up? What do I need for them? So what I'm going to show you today is what I use, my brooder, my grow-out pen, and then transitioning into the big pen with the rest of the birds to show you what I've got and how I do it. So first off, this is my brooder, and you can see I've got some young chicks inside. I've got some Polish chickens. I've got some copper marans in there. I've got a naked neck chicken in there, and this is my grow-out pen. And we're in the garage right now, and depending upon the weather is where I'm going to put them. If it's pretty cool weather, I may bring them here in the garage like this so that I can, closely monitor them, keep them warm and what have you. I have actually had some in the summer that I had to put in my man cave with the air conditioning on with this thing in there just to keep them cool. Now, one of the things that I do, people are going to get mad at me. Yes, that's a heat lamp, and it's a couple of feet above the chickens right now, and I use a heat lamp for my warmth. If you'll also look, right there on the floor, plugged into the heat lamp, is a thermostat that goes on and off, and I can set the temperature that I want for my birds in there so they don't get overheated or anything. And as you can see, they're not hot at all. They're running around, they're enjoying themselves. One of the things I have transitioned to is, you see that lamp? That is not red, that is a black reptile light that I use, and that way there's no light that gets in there on it. So some of the features that I have built into this thing, this box right here, a lot of you recognize it. It is a chick box. Once your chicks come in, I actually put them a little tiny dust bath in there. This is a rabbit feeder that goes through the wire cage. In here is chick grit. I will put grit in there for the chicks. Right here, we have the main lid. Up here at the top, it's on a lock, of course. I can raise that up, get to my birds how I want to. You can see over there my food and water for them as well. Now, if you look down in there, it looks like there's a lot of brown. Well, that brown is not poop. What that is peat moss, and it's sorghum peat moss, to be perfectly honest with you. Or it's sorghum peat moss, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I have a door right here so that I can access things that way as well. Let me lock this up. And then I have this big old thing. Again, it slides up out of the way. There they are. They're thinking I probably got a snack or something. So I have all kind of ways to get in here. And of course, me being the nerd that I am, that's the camera that I have looking in there. So these guys will stay in here, depending on the breed, depending on how many I have at a time, between 3 and 4 weeks. This is my brooder. Everything they need to go and be happy and have fun is in this brooder right here. At about 3 to 4 weeks of age, we transition to the grow-out pen. Let's go look at the grow-out pen. It is a beautiful day here in central Louisiana. It has been, for probably over a week now. We've had some gorgeous weather. There's some of the wives, I think she calls those knockout poses. Maybe not, I'm not sure. So this is my grow-out pen. And in just a few days, the chicks are going to be in this pen, and they'll stay in here until they're, probably almost 3 months old, okay? At that time, I will let them go in and out of the pen the way they want to, and they can mingle with the big girls whenever they do that. But let me show you some of the features that I have. Again, I'll put grit in here for them because it's important that they have that. This has windows with hardware cloth. I have a big access door right here. You can see in there. Another access door right here. Access is the key to these things, guys. You want to be able to get everywhere you can in your coop. Look right here. There's another one. So that I can get down there anywhere I want to. I can get to this inside this coop. That's what makes it convenient. That's what makes this important right here. The big part that you see as well you can get in there as well. This is 3 foot by 8 foot long. Now, look right there. This is my sliding door that I have. Right now, it's in the completely open position, meaning chickens can go in and out there as they please. If I move it to this position, they can see outside, but they can't go outside because hardware cloth is blocking their way. If I move it to this position right here, for whatever reason, bad storm and wind and what have you and cold, it gets completely blocked. Okay, so you got a lot of leeway in this. Now, this is I use for a grow-out pen, but to be perfectly honest, you could put a few hens in here and raise chickens and put your nest box in there as well. If you see, these things are on wheels. These wheels are ball bearing, and they slide on and off, and they roll very nicely. So you can always move this around. Lastly, in here, let's see if I can do this with one hand. The entire lid is hinged, okay? So again, access is the key. The roosting bar up there is a big branch. You can see right here some more of the sorghum peat moss. Now, just to let you know why I like to put the peat moss in here, and there's a couple of reasons. One, it has great antiseptic qualities. This kind of peat moss was used as early as World War I for cleaning and dressing wounds on soldiers because of the antiseptic qualities that it has. It will also absorb ammonia odors, not mask them, not hide them. It'll actually absorb the ammonia odors. And I leave it like this because I let the birds just kind of scatter it all around and have fun doing that. And of course, again, that right there, that's my exhaust fan. It's extremely quiet. I think the ball bearings are rated for something like 100,000 hours. And I have a hole up top that I run the extension cord out of so I can run an exhaust fan just like I want to in there. My mount for my camera, again, I do that. And then right here, if I need to attach a heater or anything in here with that thermostat control, I will mount that right there. So this is what I use for my grow-out pen. The girls, you know, the big girls are always so curious about it. One of the neat things about having this is this allows your chicks to interact with all the big girls without being able to physically contact them. In other words, the big ones can't beat them up or anything or try to exert dominance on them, but they can interact quite a bit together. And I'll let them do that for a few weeks to where they just kind of become part of the flock, even though they're not touching one another, and they get really used to one another. After that, I will start opening up this back right here, and I'll let the little ones come out and mingle, and I'll watch them for the first few days to make sure it's going to be okay. I've never really had any issues. The big girls will chase them a little bit just to show their dominance, but by the time I let them out, they're so used to one another. They're part of the flock, and they're not enemies, and they're not saying, "Oh, you're not part of my flock, I got to get rid of you." They just want to show their dominance, and once they do that, not a big deal. You want to make sure that your chicks know that this is home. So don't just turn them loose immediately. They need to be in here for a while so they know it's home. They'll do just like the big girls do. Every night the big girls go into that coop right there and go to bed. Your chicks will do that as well. Yeah, but of course the big ones are naturally going to explore today. So anyway, I wanted to show this to you. I build these for people. Usually around $650 to $700 is what I charge. But you can actually go on to Etsy.com. That's ETSY, I believe. And I had the plans for this, and I called it the Ultimate Chicken Coop Junior or something like that. That's on there. But you can find it just by looking for grow-out pens or chicken coops. And the plans of this are for sale. They're all color PDF forms, and a lot of good demonstrations. Every little step of the way, I have pictures and material lists and measurements and show you what to use and how to build, and it has really turned out to be good. This one right here, I think it's its third season, and it spends most of its life outside. What I do every year, and I just did this about a week ago, I'll bring it in the shop and I'll repaint everything that needs painted. I'll touch up where it needs to be touched up. I'll repair things that need to be repaired, because I want this thing to stay in good shape. You want it to stay weatherproof, and it ain't last whenever you do that. Take care of this. This is going to take care of you. The roof up here that you see, That's just some old fencing that I had, some pine fencing. So anyway, thought you guys would be interested and see how this worked. I got a phone call coming in. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.